Hello everyone! My name is Johanna. I'm 22 years old and I live in southern Japan. Today, my friends, I want to talk about N1. And the first thing I want to say is that I failed N1! Yee-hoo! Yep, I took it for the first time a few months ago and I got the results back a month ago. I failed it! I failed N1! So, in this video, I'm not just going to talk about me failing N1. I want to talk about how I'm studying N1 at the moment, how it's going, and how I feel like my chances are for passing N1 in December right now. So the first thing I want to say for people who might not have watched my earlier videos is that I do go to language school here in Japan. I have teachers teaching me ways to study and prepare for N1, as well as, of course, grammar, vocabulary, and everything that is the Japanese language on a daily basis. And I do meet and talk to Japanese people on a daily basis as well. So you might not have those opportunities, those resources, and that kind of help, but that's my experience, that's what I'm doing right now. And that's kind of the viewpoint from where I will talk and share about my experience right now. So, I want to share some of the books we're using. I will say that the way I study N1 is not that different from the way I was studying N2, but I will still show you the books, maybe show a little bit what they look like inside, and talk about my general experience of studying N1. So, the first book I want to show you is my grammar book, and this book, if you've watched my latest video about N2, is the same book as the N2, but it's N1 instead. So I'm not going to show you anything inside because the layout is just the same and the way we study it is the same as well. So we get worksheets from our teachers kind of explaining the grammar points a bit more, how to use them, in what ways not to use them, and what ways are the most natural to use them. One thing I have to say about N1 as well though, if you're studying N1 right now, you might know this already, but the grammar that you study in N1 are not grammar that you would use on a daily basis. My teacher called it rikai bunpo, so not necessarily grammar you use in conversation, but grammar that you just have to understand in order to pass the test and in order to maybe read some formal documents that might come up in your life in Japan. So this book is very useful. We've studied almost half of it, and I know that this will be very beneficial for me taking the N1 test. So I want to say that when I took the N1 test this summer, we had only just started this book. A lot more students were taking N2 than N1 because the levels are a little different in my class. So we hadn't really started to study a lot of N1 when I took the test. So I didn't have a very good foundation before taking the tests. So it was kind of obvious that I wouldn't pass even though I studied before. And it's nothing super sad about because I knew even before I took the test that it wasn't possible for me to pass it even though I studied. But in December, hopefully I will be able to pass the N1. The next book we are using right now to study N1 is this book. And this is what I've mentioned in our other videos as the main text. This is the book we use for reading comprehension. We get like a main text in here that we read, and from that text we take grammar points, we take vocabulary, we take particles, and we get some listening comprehension. And this is also the book that we're tested on the most. So I'm not going to show you anything inside because it's basically the same system as the other books. I don't know how good this book is for self-studying, especially grammar, since this book doesn't really help you with the grammar. No explanations in English or Japanese. And you have to use the workbook if you want to practice the grammar. Again, the workbook doesn't really explain the grammar, but just gives you exercises, so you do have to look up the meaning and the way to use the grammar online. But it is a good book. It's pretty high level. We've been talking about health, space traveling, and just a bunch of things that you wouldn't normally come across. So I've learned a lot of really cool words by using this book, and I would recommend this book because I do think it's a good book to study with. So the last book that we use for actively studying N1 is this book. Now this book I really like. I don't know what it is about this book, since I didn't appreciate the other vocabulary book as much, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like inside, and I'm gonna talk a bit about why I like this book. So this is the layout. It has one theme, and this theme is relationships, and it's one of my favorite ones so far. So as you can see, there is quite a lot of vocabulary per page. Some of them less, some of them a bit more. I don't know what it is about this book that I like so much, if it's the fact that the themes are just more interesting or the layout. There's something about this book that I just really like, and I really enjoy learning vocabulary from this book. So on this page, no comments. I really like that they give one whole page to really good exercises that makes you think about the words more. It don't give you obvious answers, but kind of similar answers that make you actually think, go back and look. And yeah, I think it's just really helpful. So this book I've used for a few months in school now, and I really enjoy it. I recommend this book for self-studying as well. It's very effective, and I have noticed that words I've studied have come up in the mock tests for N1 that I've taken, and I've only studied a little bit so far. So yeah, for vocabulary, if you're self-studying, definitely give this one a try. I love it. It's great. It looks very boring, but it's actually a gem. Use this one. No spons. So I can't really talk as much about N1 as I could about N3 and N2 because I myself am in the middle of studying N1. I'm nowhere near the top. There's so many things I don't know, especially in terms of, again, vocabulary and kanji as well. But I am focusing on this as well as on another test that I have coming up very soon. So yeah, I do all the exercises we get in school. Again, we get the sheets, the worksheets that we got for N2 to study with as well. So yeah, it doesn't really change that much the way we study N2 and the way we study N1. We're just taking everything up to the next level. We have a lot of reading comprehension and a lot of listening comprehension. So I would say that just keep doing what you've been doing so far if it's been successful for you. Practice reading, get books, get everything, all kinds of materials you can get your hands on. Even maybe newspapers would be useful for you. I actually haven't used newspapers for studying, so actually I guess I should do that myself. Thank you, Johanna, for giving yourself study tips. Anyways, so yeah, I'm in the middle of my N1 journey right now. I will hopefully pass it in December. If I don't, it's fine. I do want to pass it, but if I don't, I will pass it in July because that will give me enough time to study. So I have to say that my Japanese is nowhere near perfect. And passing N1 doesn't always show your real language abilities and language skills. It just shows how well you understand the language and not necessarily how well you can use it. Of course, I've been talking about Jlpt in these videos, but I do want to say that Jlpt is not everything. Just get out there, speak with people, and learn the language through communication and through experience. I think that's the best way to really improve your Japanese and make your Japanese more natural. I would say that having a conversation with a Japanese person is more efficient and more valuable than any tests or any textbooks. Just for the experience of hearing how Japanese people talk, imitate them, and then make yourself sound more like a Japanese speaker. So yeah, this is all for my series about the Jlpt as far as I've experienced it and what I've been studying, what I've been doing, what I have liked, what I've not liked as much, and where I am right now. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions about Jlpt, about language school, about life in Japan, anything that you think I might have an answer to, please leave a comment down below or send me a message on Instagram since I'm always on Instagram and I will reply to you as fast as I can. Thank you for watching this video too. I might make another video about something else that I'm interested in or I want to share in the future. But for now, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope it's been helpful for you and good luck with your studies. Keep it interesting, keep it fun, keep it creative. I will see you in another video, I think. If I make any other videos, if I have anything else to talk about, if you want me to talk about anything else. Anyways, thank you for watching and see you maybe later. Bye bye!